So here's a little story for y'all. It's a beautiful, pristine view, right? Really nice place that we're in, and really comfy, and you know, really nice view of the hills around us and stuff. And then there's this. So what this is, it's a big old field of tumbleweeds. And unfortunately, this has been, so what it is it's actually that house right there. Not this one right next door, but the next one. And it's abandoned, and it's steadily invading our landscape with tumbleweeds. Let me show you what I mean. If we look through here, we've got, a lot of what people would call weeds in here, right? Just random annual plants that are growing that, I'm quite happy with most of them because, they're helping this not be a big old dust cloud. We've got some sedges and grasses and things that are, again, helping this not be a big dust cloud. Some of them are probably less than ideal, maybe even a little noxious, you might call it. But the biggest issue is over here in our garden. So if you look through our garden, you got a few of those same weeds kind of advancing upon the garden, and that's a bad thing to an extent. But then the really bad thing is the tumbleweeds. So, and these things are nasty to even try to pull. Well, they're not that difficult to pull right now. But if they get any bigger, they will be. Look at that taproot. I mean, it's crazy. And they're all over the place. Because every so often, I discover one of the dried up tumbleweeds from over there. You see they're just on the other side of my neighbor's fence too. From over there, and they blow over here. They invade our nice vegetable garden. They are the biggest menace in this location at present. So what I do with these, well, pull them obviously, but once you get them pulled, you probably want gloves if they get any more mature than this. Once you pull them, and nobody likes weeding, right? Nobody likes having to pull weeds. I don't really worry about most of them, like most of the weeds in this area, because most of them, as far as I can tell, I still have some research to do on this, but most of them are not super duper invasive. Some of them are spiny and nasty and maybe a little invasive, like that thing. But most of them are pretty innocuous, right? But these are future tumbleweeds. Problem with tumbleweeds is that as they roll, the seeds fall out of them and they have a really high germination rate. So you want to get rid of them as early as you can, as much as you can. This was all tumbleweeds. See, this is what they look like when they get older. We got to do something about all this. I've thought about just lighting this fence line on fire, but that'd probably be kind of sketchy. What I do, I drop them all in the burn barrel there. They're going to get burned. Or composted, maybe. They haven't gone to seed, so maybe that's not the worst thing ever. But if you come down here, so this is our floodplain. So essentially, once you step down this little hill, somebody flying a plane, biplane, just kind of one of the things about being in this neighborhood. But if you look right here, so this hill right here essentially signifies where the floodplain starts, and there's the house with the tumbleweeds blowing this way. And So there's a lot of weeds down in here, you know, and we really need to get some goats or something to come eat these and poop on this area, because I think this could actually be a really excellent gardening area, because it's only intermittently wet. And I think also just planting ground covers here so that these weeds don't grow. But here's your future tumbleweeds, you know, just slowly advancing into this fairly pristine, beautiful, well, not really pristine, but beautiful wetlands area. Here's one of them. Here's what the dried up tumbleweed looks like. Every time I see one of these, I pick it up and I carry it over to that burn barrel. Let's see if we can show you what a big old field of these things looks like. What we really need to do is, in addition to getting someone to bring their goats through here, so we're on my neighbor's property now. We kind of share this wetlands area. It's very squishy and it stays soaked for a really long time. But anyway, what we need to do is get someone with goats to just come through this whole area. And I'd even say it wouldn't be a bad thing to cut a hole in this fence and have them come through here as well, because there's another chunk of tumbleweed right there. Prairie dogs also live down here. They don't concern me as much, but there's a bunch of future tumbleweed, and a lot of this is essentially the source of our biggest weed problem. And there's the lovely abandoned house that's associated with these. So if we don't take some sort of action on these tumbleweeds, they will steadily invade this entire big area, and we'll constantly be dealing with them. And we're already constantly dealing with them, but every year we don't put some effort forth to reduce their population, they will continue to proliferate. So yeah, that's the biggest issue on this piece of land. The biggest menace, you could say. And for the most part, like I said, I could care less about weeds. They just don't bother me much. But these particular weeds, there's more of the really spiny, nasty ones. These particular weeds in this particular location do bother me, because well, they kind of own the landscape here, and it kind of sucks. And there's some really pretty stuff, like wouldn't you prefer that to you know, proliferate through here, as opposed to just tumbleweed forever? I did mow this year when we first moved in. Oh, shush! I'm right here. You don't need to scream at me. I did mow all this when we first moved in November. But as you can see, it's coming right back, you know. So I think goats, intensively grazing some goats, or a cow or two even through here, something that can eat all this would be ideal. I think it'd be good for the health of the ecosystem here. Anyway, that's all I've got for right now. Thanks for watching.